Hello, Ronnie Figueroa here. Let's see, what did I want to speak about? Life, that's usually what I speak about. And I think it's very important for all of us to learn how to connect with what life truly is in my belief system. Some people wouldn't believe in this. I mean, I do believe that there's another kind of energy that has an intelligence to it. Some people might call it God. Some people might call it universal energy. Some people might call it a quantum, collective consciousness or something. However you want to define it, that's fine. But if we truly want to heal and really get there and stay there, it's important that we collectively come up with something that's the better kind of belief system, if you will, better kind of understanding of reality, what it truly is, and then live that and expand that into the world. And I think the biggest problem is that we just don't have enough of a truer way to live, to communicate, to live this life and to understand what it's truly all about. So what I'm proposing and what I'm believing very strongly, and what I hope others can relate to, and we can more so join together in 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 a truer belief system, a truer way of living, a truer peace and understanding of what we need to do as human beings, and hopefully becoming more and more balanced. So right off the bat, what I want to say is that there's so many things out here that try to help us become something better than what we are. There's your seminars, there's your counselors, I'm a licensed therapist, there's your workshops, there's courses, there's YouTube, there's Google, there's all of these things where you can find out some really good and interesting information. Yet the problem with it all is that there's too much information and most of it is unnecessary. We're reading all of these books, hundreds and hundreds of pages, and usually what you really need is maybe within a few chapters, if that, or maybe even just a line or two. And that's what I believe we need more of. We need more of the solution, the resolutions, and not all this fill-in stuff that every book, just about every book you read, I'd say most books that you read are filled with. So what, in my estimation or my belief system, is a better way? And if anybody's been listening to any of these things, you kind of know that I pretty much say the same thing over and over again in different words. But it's basically a very simple concept and a very simple procedure. To me, what reality is learning to bring ourselves to this place of reality. Or what I might call in words, words are important because our mental processing, we need words. We need to use our brains, we need to use our bodies, but there's another part of us that's invisible. And that invisible part is what we need to tap into. Some might even call it the mind, some might call it spirit, some might call it energetic nature. You can call it whatever you want. But the point is that it does exist. And that's what we need to see. And that's what we need to stick to. Not all of the different kinds of things or things outside that we need. Is it good to have things? Is it good to have groups? Is it good? Yeah, all of those things are needed to some degree, but we rely too much on them. And the thing that we need to come to is a relying on what we already have within us. We don't need all the books. We don't need all the seminars. What we need, especially when we become conscious, is a simple process, really. It is a process of bringing ourselves back to what we truly are, or who we truly are. I'm going to use this analogy of Moses and the burning bush. Because I was doing this earlier, and it just made sense to me. Hopefully it'll make sense to other people. That whole concept, here's this dude, with these people, and they're just like, we're going to go back. At least we could eat, as slaves in Egypt. Right now we're starving, and we don't know what to do. We got to get out of here. We're going to revolt. This is too much. So I got to go to the mountain. I got to find out what this is all about. He comes up to this burning bush. However you want to interpret it. And again, I don't believe in any one religion. but there's some good metaphors and analogies that are universal, that are universal truths. And I think people have these kind of things within them, have forever, or have since consciousness started to be. So there he is, and there's the bush, and he's going, wow, and the bush is writing all the 10 Commandments and all on the stone and all these things, and thou shalt not, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, here's this thing, this entity, this energy, this thing that's burning and just expanding, and just, it's like a burning bush. And he goes, but who shall tell me, are you God, you Yahweh, who are you? And the bush goes, tell him that I am. Okay, great, but who, what? I am, the I am. And what does that mean? And to me, those kinds of things present a key to being in what we truly are. And that is here. Now, people say, well, if you get into awareness, the concept of awareness and presence, that's what you really need. They're good guides, but they're not what it is. What it is what are you behind all that? What is your essence within that? You're not awareness, you're something else. What is that, right? That's what we want to know, right? My answer is this: I don't know. And I don't think we were supposed to ever know. Unless maybe after we evolve into something else, maybe we'll know if we need to do that, but we don't. And if you're one who says, well, I got to find out and I got a question, I need more specifics, then probably none of this is going to work or work well. I mean, you can expand and do all kinds of things, but you'll miss out on this central reality of what we can all gain and gather right now. Right now, we can gather this, and anyone can do it at any time. Okay, now here's a process, and it's very simple. Here's a resolution with all these words I'm saying. The simple thing, and again, these kind of things should be written more in one page. Here's my book, How to Heal. Boom, page 1, the end. It's simple, yet one of the most complicated things for human beings to do because of its simplicity. And we need idols, we need addictions, we need all these kind of things. It's like goes like this basically. The process is bringing yourself to the central place of your perception of who you truly are. And to do that, awareness is important. Okay, I want to be aware. And I want to be present with this, whatever this is. And then you sit in this and you learn to trust this. And then you see evidence from this, because don't get me wrong, I don't believe in just believing in something, staying in something, and then there's nothing to it. And I believe, and I've seen, and I've experienced this, and I've heard about it, and read about these kind of things, but the experiential nature is what's the most important part of it. And it's this simple: stay here. What does here mean? What would your answers be? But what does that mean here? Here's my answer: I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know it is. And that's all we need to know. That's the answer. Awareness helps us get here. Presence helps us get here. But the here is what we are. The I am is what we are. And that's all we need to know. The mind may need to know other things that's external, about how we can do this and do that, and how we can use some of the tools that we have. All that's important. All of it's very important. But the real important thing is to see that this is, and to work so hard to stay here with all of the distractions. When you start this in the beginning, there's going to be battles all over the place from your unconscious, from things outside of you, externally, internally. But the thing is that once you grasp a hold of this, it feels so right to you. It starts to feel so right. It starts to make sense. And then when you start questioning, yeah, but maybe I better do that, and it doesn't feel, why isn't it happening today? I do believe in the concept of time. And I believe very strongly that in a shorter period of time, if you just practice this, bringing yourself back to any perception that you have of this spaciousness, you can use awareness to help you be here, stay here. Mind goes, mind, okay, let me bring back, I'm aware what I am. And this is the kind of thing you can bring with you everywhere. You know, it's not like you have to sit on a rock and just meditate to get to that place, and you have to take this drug or have this kind of thing, or to have this kind of mantra every day, or say these specific kinds of things in a religious format, which, you know, now I think we all have to have something. My dogma, if you will, you know, dogma meaning just a really specific belief system, you know, not necessarily a religion, but a dogma, which we all have to some degree. Even though people will say, well, no, I just don't know about this, so I don't have any real dogmatic, really strict belief systems. I'm agnostic, or I'm open, and no, it's bullshit. If you have something, even if you say, well, everything's what it's supposed to be, that's your conviction. If you say to yourself, I just don't know what it is, what it isn't, that's your conviction. That's your dogma. So this is mine. I'm here. This is it. There's doubts here because I don't see it. I don't know what it is. There's no idol to show me what this is. There's no cross. There's no pyramid. There's no anything. You know. There's no robes that I can wear to demonstrate something that I am. So I hope you get that, because this could change your life and it could help change the world. And we need more people to just stay here. We need each other, because we are all one. We are all one. Even though we're individual, we're still connected collectively. So we need to get here, and we need to stay here with each other. So let's do that. Let's say, I hardly ever do this, but I'm going to advertise now. This is my book. I guess on this it may look backwards because of the screen and mirror kind of thing. Anyway, what it says is Life and Death. This is my little booklet. It's called Life and Death. The subtitle, We Are All That. And basically, I believe that what I'm saying now is in here also. So you can get a good idea. If you want, you know, you get in touch with me and I'll send you a copy. If you want to order a copy, you can get a copy on Amazon.com. Okay? So yeah, I'm saying this because hopefully there's more people that are awakening now, more so than many years before. What I hope is that there are those out here who get this sooner, so that as soon as the world starts to get back to business as usual, there'll be enough of us, a collective mass of people that can truly change the world in the significant way that I believe we truly can and need to. So let's get together. You can contact me. And I'll do this again. And I don't know, sometimes I guess you say you shouldn't, but I'll give you my email address. My email address is ronfiggy@gmail.com. It's ronfiggy@gmail.com. If you want to contact me, anybody's in the area, you want to get together, you want to, because there's certain things that we can do energetically, I believe this also. If we ask for help, and that's the other thing too. People say, well, what shouldn't I question? Shouldn't I know something? To me, it's not so much questioning. To me, it's wanting and desiring help, assistance. There's a cool word, support. Help me understand. Without, I got to figure it out. No, I need to understand. That helps you think clearer. That helps you stay in this place of spaciousness more so. It helps you use the simplest tool, the best tool, with bringing yourself back with awareness and presence or whatever, and being here. Okay, so contact me if you want. And I'm believing that something's going to happen soon. And in my life individually, just because of the way that I say this, because I believe the more you live this way, the more you'll see the connected act, what people call acts of synchronicity, what I call acts of synchronicity / miracles. I'm believing very strongly that I'm going to see some of this more so in my life because of me standing so much more so in this. So I think that's about it. I hope it was enough, and I hope we can connect and grow together on a genuine, consistent basis. Thank you.